Hello once again, this is Brother Teacher uh, with another informative video on how to unclog arteries. Mind you, this is perhaps maybe the fourth or fifth video I've done on clogged arteries, and for the most part I have received so much praise from my previous videos, which I did 2 to 3 years ago, and maybe even one this past year, on how to unclog arteries. And when I say arteries again, I'm talking about the arteries in the human body that supply oxygen to your organs. Technically, when we say artery, just in general, we're talking about a network or pathway that carries traffic of something specifically, depending on what we're talking about. In this particular instance, even though a vein is actually an artery, and a capillary, which is a smaller blood vessel, it's a vessel, something travels through there, blood, and what we typically refer to as arteries in our body are our main arteries that carry oxygenated blood to all of the arteries by way of the heart, taking it there, and then it returns to the heart by a vein system. So now, blocking of arteries, ladies and gentlemen, understand, comprehend, overstand this. In order to have homeostasis, or a balance in this human body, we have to put the things in the body that the body needs. Not simply what we have a desire for because it's appealing through sight, smell, and taste. So what your body needs is what you need to be giving it, and not the things that you just desire because it's appealing to you. So when we put things in our body that our body doesn't recognize, or that's not good for our body, that's harmful for our body, such as processed foods, refined foods, sugar, alcohol, various other types of chemicals, to include cigarette smoking, we create what is called inflammation in the body. Inflammation inside of the arteries. And when you have inflammation, specifically in the arteries that I'm talking about right now, you have bruising, and you have a breaking down of the arterial fiber or tissue inside the artery wall, if you will, internally. And when you have this breakdown, what your body does is say something's going on there, and we have a situation. There's inflammation there, and it's destroying the tissue that carries the blood. So your body, to protect that system, or that arterial system, it sends cholesterol, and it also sends calcium to patch the breakdown, or to patch up the cracks in the arterial walls. And if our bad habits, to include eating the wrong foods again that I mentioned, even smoking and alcohol, if it persists, the plaquing worsens. It gets thicker and thicker and thicker inside that arterial wall, and it begins to become more and more and more narrow. And when it becomes too narrow, our blood pressure begins to rise, because your heart's trying to push blood through not a normal sized artery anymore, but a artery that has been compromised, and the arterial diameter becomes lesser. So you get hypertension, or blood pressure that's high, escalated, because the blood's trying to make it through to feed all of the oxygenated blood to the arteries. And when it can't get there, you're going to have hypertension. Then ultimately you're going to end up with probably kidney issues as well. The two are related. So now, someone responded to one of my older videos and said I didn't know what the F I was talking about as it related to clogging of the arteries, that you could not undo hardening or clogging of the arteries. And that's not true. I'm not a medical doctor, but let me tell you this. Doctors remedy to clogged arteries is to put you on high blood pressure medicine, one, and to even perform surgery to remove some of the placation, if you will, on the inside of the arteries. That's their remedy, because they don't study holistic medicine. They don't study naturopathic or natural medicine. They don't study diet on a level to be able to pass that information to you and I and say, well, stop doing this and then you mitigate the problem. They don't study that. Homeopathic medicine, prescribed medication, and surgery. Those two things. So now, it's quicker for them to do that. So, my suggestion to anyone that's suffering from clogged arteries, and someone might say, well, how do you know that your arteries are clogged? Well, 99.9% of the time when you have hypertension, high blood pressure, it's because of the aforementioned things. The things that you do as far as your lifestyle is concerned. You have clogged arteries as a result of smoking, stop smoking. Drinking alcohol, and alcohol especially in excess, stop drinking. Eating processed food, refined foods, and sugar, and stress. Stop all of those things. And guess what? Your arteries will recover. And they'll go back to their original state if you change your diet to a natural diet without all of that processed stuff and those chemicals. It's really a no-brainer. This is not rocket science. It's not complicated. It's simple. Whatever caused the problem, ladies and gentlemen, if you stop doing what caused the problem, then the problem will go away. It's really that simple. So what I'm encouraging you to do, I'm admonishing you, is to pull up your pants, put on your big girl panties, whoever you are, and start following a natural lifestyle. I know it's difficult for some. It's going to be very, very challenging for some people who have had these habits all or most of their lives, because it's going to mean that you're going to have to do something, that big C word, change. You're going to have to change something about you. Now, if you're having these problems, if you're having these symptoms, hypertension, and it's hard to get that blood pressure down, and kidney problems and so forth, from clogged arteries, stop doing the things that cause them to be clogged in the first place, and stop trying to guess, where did this come from? Look at your lifestyle. That's where it came from. Fix your lifestyle, then you fix the problem. And this person said, I don't know what the F I'm talking about, and I don't know anything about physiology. Yes, I do. I do this on a regular basis. I've been studying the body. Now, I'm not the greatest scientist in the world. I don't claim to be that, but I do claim to be someone who's well studied and informed. And I still am a student of life, and I study every single day. If I don't have the answer, I can direct you there. You follow? This is not complicated at all, because it's about you. The things that occur in our bodies that are detrimental to our bodies, for the most part, are created by us. And then we are actually our own remedy and or solution as well. It's really that simple. So I'm not going to mention the individual's name or page or anything like that who told me I didn't know what I was talking about. You're always going to have that one, because 99% of the people love my information, and they have benefited from and even succeeded in changing their health for the better. So this ignorant individual does not know what they're talking about. And if they have something better, let them step forward. Let them open up their own website, their own YouTube page, or some page somewhere, and inform the public. Or just simply shut up. They don't need to be here. But you're going to always have those naysayers. You're always going to have those people who are going to throw shade and try to dismantle anything that you're doing positive. Excuse the slight interruption, but you get what I'm saying. You get the point. Take charge of your health, as we all should take charge of our own health. You follow? A doctor in your life on a regular basis should be very, very minimal. Emergency medical help, I'm all for that. But the regular maintenance of your own body is your responsibility. It's my responsibility, not someone in a white lab coat. That's it, and that's all. Stay healthy. Take care.